Alright guys, we're back in my garden, but I'll show you the problem. The exhaust, it just fell off. It was just so corroded, it just literally fell down. There should be a pipe that comes off here and connects to the exhaust, but it just fell off at that point. And you can see the other bits of corrosion on it. So I've ordered a new one. I'll put that back on. Should be here pretty soon, tomorrow I think. We're in my garden for now, and it's a beautiful day, really nice and hot. And I'm gonna mow the lawn. It's put on a bit of growth since we last mowed it, so we'll get it all looking neat and tidy. And Steve's out in the corner, you can't quite see him, he's a bit further up there, doing a bit of clearing and tidying. We've actually been through, I'll show you. Oh, I'll put that in, clothesline. Oh my god, and I just haven't even shown you around this garden for a while. But we've got this huge cherry tree, and it's just at the end of blossoming. But when it first came out, it was pure white, and it was amazing. And you just stand under it and you can smell the scent coming off it. So that's quite a nice tree to have in the garden. I don't know if we'd maybe get rid of some of the lower branches just to get a bit more light, or just keep the shade, but we'll not hurry into any decisions over that. But come and have a look at this area. So we've now got rid of about, just in the last couple of weeks, five of these ton bags worth of waste, and we're still sort of getting through a bit. And look how clear this area is. This part is where you could barely squeeze through, because there was a bush here and there was a little tiny gap where you could squeeze through, and it's just all opened up now, and it's looking amazing. And we may get some sort of climbing frame in here for the boys, we're not sure. We've been having a look, and then we've got a little bit more clearing to do further back there, which we can show you more of. But there's quite a lot happening in the garden. I'll have to give you a proper tour. But we've got some peonies coming out here, just about to flower actually, and they're surrounded by geraniums and these things. I don't know what these are, but we've got a few of them, and they're just about to flower. That's what the leaf looks like on those. And then we've got this lovely bush, because it's got a really nice yellow flower. Little dainty, quaint yellow flower. So that's quite nice. I'll need to take cuttings from it after it's flowered, because it's just, you can see it in the border, it's just flopped forward, just trying to get some light. It'll be less shaded now. We've taken quite a lot of stuff out. Lots of forget-me-nots, and there's this flower we've got a few of, with the kind of triangular pointed leaf. It's certainly one that prolifically reseeds itself. Oh, and this, I don't know what these are going to be, but you can see that flower head, and it could either be some sort of, no, I can't imagine. Could be an allium or something. So I'm very excited to see what those will be, because the alliums are my favourite plant, you know, with the big round heads, big bulbous sort of purple blue round heads. This bush was covered in white blossom, but it's gone now, but you can see the remnants of the flowers. And we've got lots of bluebells down here, and some pink ones as well. And these, they look like they might be the British native ones. Someone said they sort of bow at the top, bend down at the top, and that the Spanish ones are a bit more a bit straighter. We've got some of these. I've got loads of this all over the garden. I've got some sweet peas in the back here. Put a metal trellis thing, climbing frame, and loads of sweet pea plants. And we've got an absolute ton of them in the front. I want to get rid of this big buxus ball, I think. Still thinking on it, but it kind of blocks you from being able to see anything else behind it in the garden. It's a bit pointless to me, but I've got a forsythia there in a pot that I want to put in its place. There it is. I've got that from a National Trust garden shop. I think it was at Shugborough. And then there's this big thing that has pink blossom all through winter, and now has got its leaves coming out. My partner's put in some lupins here. See where the gravel is on the floor. Those things. And then this lemon balm is starting to get quite big. Smells nice. You can pick a ton of it, put it in a saucepan and gently simmer it, and then use the water in your bath, and it's nice and relaxing. I think that's cat mint in there. Yeah, the cat the cat will love that. I wonder I see so many cats around. It's like cannabis for cats, the cat mint. And there's the odd thing that my partner and the mother-in-law have put in. Oh, there's some poppies. It's the first poppy I've seen. There we go, first poppy of the year. Oh, it's a beautiful one as well. The colour's really nice. It's almost like a an orange on the fringe. Wow, very nice. My partner and her mum have put this one in. So they've been shopping. Got that from the garden centre. And then there are these lovely things that start off as green leaves and then they go a bit yellow. I've got more over here. So lots of things going on. This is nice. These are pretty prolifically flowering in the shade. And it's that sort of triangular pointy leaf. And these are about to come out as well. They're going to be a dark red from the looks of it. We saw some of them somewhere else. This bush was completely covered in white flowers and it's stopping flowering now. I definitely want to take some more cuttings of that. I've taken some cuttings of this because if you look at it, it's ridiculous. It's like it's only got foliage on the face and then it's just got a long and it's right at the front of the border as well, where we've got all this space in the back of the border. So this needs to come out at some point, not straight away. And that's a neighbour's garden. We've not got great cover. They've got a seating area literally just there, right at the bottom of their garden. And there's a couple of things here that have just started to flower. There's this. That could look quite nice. And then it looks like a similar sort of thing over here, but in a different colour. But this is the one with dodgy roots. And then we're back to this dense overgrowth area where we'll start clearing through again at some point once we've got rid of all the waste. And then we go back here, and this is the compost area, and then a random paved area back here, and there's some of that thick overgrowth in there. So we're making great progress with the garden. I'm really happy with it, and it's important for me to see what the plants are in the borders and what they're doing, so that we can keep the ones we like and multiply them and get rid of the ones we don't. I don't know what this is. Looks rather nice. And you can see here this laurel is putting on lots of new growth, which we'll be happy to have as a screen from the neighbour's back garden. Oh, and the choice is about to flower. Here we go, Mexican orange. Starting to flower. The leaves, you pick the leaves, tear them in half and smell them, they're incredible. Beautiful aroma. So I'll get on and start to mow this lawn anyway, and I'll have to give you a proper detailed sort of tour, show you how things are getting on. But there's a few things around the side near the greenhouse up there. I've got loads of cuttings that I've been taking, so I'll show you what the lawn looks like when it's done anyway. There it is. Looks nice and neat. I'll need to move the house back over. Not too bad. I wanted to show you what was going on down here actually. This is my absolute favourite tree. It's an olive tree, and it took me ages, it took me a couple of years to find one that hadn't been put into a lollipop shape like you see in garden centres. So that's a natural sort of bush shape, and it's got some forget-me-nots growing below it, and then through it it's got these lovely delicate sort of purple flowers, almost velvety, and they look very nice. And then lavender through it just there, and then these are blueberries. So we've got a pot of blueberries, there's the flower. So each one of those flowers will be a blueberry, and they need to be in ericaceous soil, so we could do with topping that up really. And then these herbs I absolutely adore. This is a rosemary with some delicate blue flowers, and then the thyme is coming back to life. I think it was suffering with a bit of a coating of mud from the jet washer, but it's coming out with nice new green leaves that will be full of flavour for cooking once they've grown out a bit and developed in the sun. And at the bottom of the garden, this is where we planted a load of seed, and you can see it all coming up, and really thick here. So lots and lots of grass seed that's maturing. And there's a very interesting and very strange thing going on here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a ring of darkness in the grass, and the grass is totally, it's supercharged and super powered. It's very, very thick and very lush. You look at it there, and if you go away from the patch onto some, what I would call some more normal type grass, that's what it looks like. Not as thick and lush, but you go onto these bits and it's just very, very thick and lush, and it's amazing. And what's happened is this, you can see the fungus in the lawn, and so it's being super powered by fungus. And I've seen this before where you get darker circles in a big lawn, and that's where the fungus is, that's where it's growing, and they're interacting with each other, and the fungus is providing incredible nutrients, and who knows what, it will be helping the grass's roots to pull up more nutrients from the soil, and it'll be providing it something. It'll be a symbiosis from heaven. You look at that, work out a way of using fungus and nature to grow things, and it superpowers it, supercharges it. So that's interesting. I don't mind having that in the grass. And there's the lawn while we're standing on it. So it has a little bit of a stripe, but it's got a hell of a lot of recovery to do, and we'll get another sack of grass seed for putting down in the autumn, and hopefully next year it'll be a bit thicker and a bit fuller and lush. Alright guys, so we're at the end of the day, and my boys come back from school, and I just realised that I haven't seen what the fruit trees are doing that I grafted, so I said I'd show him. Do you want to see the fruit trees? Yeah. He's eating oats, look. What are you eating?
Oh,
Are they nice? You're getting them all over you. Don't. Come on. Right, come on. They're behind the shed. I'll put them behind the shed so that they don't get knocked. Just be careful. Don't step in any of those. These are just things in water. Cuttings. Oh, interesting. Okay. Can you get through? So, interesting results, really.
Daddy, can we move them into the greenhouse?
No, I won't put them in the greenhouse. They've all worked. Have they? Oh no, they haven't. Oh my god. Well, I don't know if I've done these wrong or what. But the rootstock is all... Oh dear, so that's the rootstock that's sprouting, and then that is the graft. And then above the graft it is sprouting, so I'm just going to have to look at these a bit more carefully. That needs burying a bit deeper. There's some roots above the ground, but that's the rootstock, so I'm rubbing off all these leaves from the rootstock. So I've actually used quite a lot of the rootstock from here downwards, a tall old bit of rootstock, and then here at the top, that's the fruit tree. That's the actual fruit tree. This one, William, be careful, darling. You don't want to be knocking these. This one hasn't worked. It doesn't look like it's sprouted at all. Now, you know, some will fail, but the rootstock is still active, so I could try regrafting that. And what else have we got? This one looks like it might be okay. So the rootstock is sprouting, but there are buds that look like they could still be alive at the top. So I'm going to rub all the rootstock buds off and hope that they don't re-sprout. And then we'll have a look at the others. So I'm optimistic about this one. This one looks like a pear, but I'm not sure. One has definitely worked over here. One has definitely failed. This one here looks like it's definitely failed. So I won't rub the rootstock off. And then this one, I can see some green in it up here. Oops, I've just bent the graft a bit. So it looks like this one has worked, but again, the rootstock below the graft, we'll rub those bits off, because you don't want the rootstock itself to be growing just where you've grafted the fruit tree on. So I'd say 1, 2, 3 have been successful. 2 haven't, but the rootstock's fine, so they could potentially be regrafted. And then this one, so the 6th one doesn't look like it's doing anything. The buds look pretty dormant. So it looks like we've had about a 50% success rate. So 3 fruit trees out of 6. Not a great success rate, but we've got 3 fruit trees, which is cool. What do you think?
Good.
Okay. Around the side of the house to have a look at the cuttings, just behind the greenhouse. And we've got a bucket of water there that feeds off the roof. Yeah, you can use that. And just conscious to keep these cuttings well watered, and I'll show you what we've got. So here's some pinks or carnations that I took from a customer's garden, and they're actually doing very well in the customer's garden now. We've got various shrubs and bushes from my garden. So that's the big variegated one that's just gone absolutely mad and leggy and has invaded the front of the border, and it's a big massive shrub. that needs to come down, and so we've got some of the firebush and then other sort of interesting shrubs. What's it called? The one that I'd learned recently with the other red leaves, the Japonica, Pieris Japonica, I think. And then I can't quite remember what this is. But anyway, we'll get lots of interesting shrubs out of that. And this is the herb collection. There's some lemon thyme in there. It's all a bit worse for wear, actually. The best pots are out the front. This is lemon thyme, big lemon thyme. Lots going on there. And then there's some oregano, well, marjoram, and then a tayberry.
It smells really nice.
Yeah, lemon thyme. That's a really nice one. It's one of my favourite herbs, lemon thyme. Another lemon thyme there. And then I just think we had flowering plants in there. See a snail? Should have a look. Little one. Well done. Is there anything in the greenhouse that's growing that you might want to show us?
Tomato plant.
Come on then. The cat's following us around because he's wanting
Only a
food.
tomato plant.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, that's amazing. You've got to water it every day, William. Go and get some water for it. So he's bought, I'm really hoping they haven't paid £5 for this sad looking thing. I presume not. A dead leaf just there that we can pull off. But otherwise I think it's looking okay. Yeah, looking alright. Well done. So you've got to water that every day, okay? And how good is that? The first plant in the greenhouse, and the boy's beaten me to it. The basil's in the conservatory. Okay, well done. Do you think we'll get some tomatoes off that? That's okay. What you can do is put it on this side, William. You could put it on that side with the gravel. Or actually, it looks like it gets a bit more sun on that side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of sun opportunity for this greenhouse because it's in the middle of two houses, so it's getting a little bit of the evening sun at the back there, and then it gets a little bit of the morning sun out the front.
Can you show them that there's a pond under there?
Oh, I've already showed them the pond. There it is, little pond under there, water feature. And that's it for now.